What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another exciting episode of
FORNEVERNEWS! Subscribe and hit that bell to get more. You already know. Hit it. Subscribe. Yeah.
And in today's episode, we got a lot to talk about. We got some Naruto Storm big news regarding Naruto Storm connections, Baryon mode, all sorts of absolute insanity. We got some unfortunate news with the One Piece live action adaptation that you ain't gonna want to miss. We got some Dragon Ball news regarding a character returning to the franchise that is gonna blow your mind. Like, whoa, whoa, and it's not manga news, it's anime. TikTok is full on its way to the ban list of the world. We got news on that, and there's some news about Squid Game remakes in America. What's happening here? Not to mention Shonen Jump is throwing out an author from the magazine because they were absent too much. Let's talk about all this. It's time to get out. And let's start off with Naruto Storm connections, because a lot of people, when the game was announced, were very disappointed, in particular because it basically seemed as though with the trailer that accompanied it that it was going to be a collection of the Naruto Storm games, and a lot of fans was like, what is this, fam? This is not what I ordered. You know what I'm saying? This is not what the doctor ordered. And it basically seemed as though it was just going to be like two characters that were going to be added to the game, Ashura and Indra. And a lot of fans was like, they should have been in the game already. This is like, we don't want it. We don't care. This is like boring. It seems as though they're delivering something more to it, because with this big announcement and trailer, it seems as though Naruto's Baryon mode, as well as some new stuff for Sasuke and a whole new story mode, is incoming to the Naruto Storm Connections game that was not available in any of the previous iterations of Naruto Storm. It says here, Bandai Namco Entertainment began streaming a trailer on Friday for the Naruto x Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections game, and it reveals that Naruto Uzumaki's Baryon mode and Sasuke Uchiha's supporting Kage will join the game as new playable characters. And there's still no release date as of this time, but it does say that the game is coming to PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC via Steam this year. However, along with that announcement came some visuals that showcase that there's going to be more to this game, because one of the visuals in particular was a Boruto standing in front of a Susanoo, a giant red Susanoo. And a lot of people were like, so wait a minute, is this going to be a big boss battle? And if so, whose red Susanoo is that? Like, could it be Sarada's? Could it be like, whose Susanoo is that in the game? And then there was another image that came as well that showcased Boruto in front of somebody holding a kunai to his face. And looking at those hands, to be honest with you, at first glance I would think, well, maybe could it be Sasuke or older Mitsuki? Like, who's there putting the kunai to our boy's neck? Not really sure, but definitely something exciting to know that there's going to be an original story mode for Naruto Storm Connections, and it's not going to just be a recycling of the same old stuff that we already played many years ago. Very hyped stuff. Looking forward to it. Naruto Storm bringing some greatness. Not to mention the new character designs for the Baryon mode and Sasuke's new support Kage mode looks pretty freaking awesome as well. And in general, it looks like it's going to be fire. Next up, One Piece fans, your worst fears are starting to seemingly come to fruition regarding the One Piece Netflix live action series that is incoming now. Personally, I had some hopes for this thing because I knew somebody that was on board on the series for the writing of it that pretty much is a massive fan of One Piece. So I was like, maybe I could give it the benefit of the doubt. But based on early screenings, it seems as though fans are saying that it's not looking good at all. In a series of tweets, Divinity Seeker stated that the first episode of the series heavily deviated from the source material. The first half of the episode was full of flashbacks of a young Monkey D. Luffy, and the other half of the episode quickly introduced the viewers to the first four crewmates of the Straw Hat Pirates. On One Piece, in the first episode, the first half is completely all flashbacks featuring a young Luffy before we jump to the present and rush through introductions to Zoro, Nami, Usopp, and Sanji, all within the remaining 15 minutes. A major deviation from the source material. As for the tone of the show, it's not really working. The makeup / look of some of the cast look off, and the show jumps between being over the top goofy to being serious, and it's jarring and it's inconsistent. They also built a giant set for Baratie for episode 3. This is all I know. I know nothing about the original source material, so I'm just repeating some of what I think may be of interest to a source connected to Netflix projects and execution of their roadmap. And he pretty much summed it up with saying One Piece tested horribly, the CGI looked bad, and the story didn't make sense to non-fans, and they're rewriting entire episodes. This sounds like it's going to be a train wreck, and most fans' worst nightmare is coming to fruition, that even the One Piece live action, despite the fact that Oda seemingly had his name slapped across it and swore up and down that he was going to be heavily involved, it is still coming out very, very bad. I don't know, this One Piece live action is not sounding good. I mean, if non-fans can't understand it, it could go either way, but just based off of all of those tweets, Yeah, we might be biting a big one, boys. Moving forward, Dragon Ball fans, especially longtime fans of the franchise in particular regarding Dragon Ball Z, might get a massive kick out of this one. Now, most people don't really pay attention to the Super Dragon Ball Heroes anime because it's mainly just short episodes that are meant to promote the Super Dragon Ball Heroes game in Japan. It's a card game, but it seems as though with this episode, at the very least, it caught a lot of people's interest, including mine, because a fan favorite returned to the series for this episode. Future Gohan. You know, the future Gohan that was slain by the androids in Trunks' timeline, that Gohan. And apparently he's reunited with Trunks for this episode, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually had to take a look at the episode, and it was pretty interesting. It made me wish, like, man, if only Super Dragon Ball Heroes was actually good, this would be good. Or at the very least, canonical, something. Dragon Ball has done plenty of things in its lifetime, but when it comes to Gohan, one era stands out above the rest. The character has had their ups and downs, but their most beloved era showcases Gohan at their lowest. After all, future Gohan is on another level when it comes to angst and action, and at last, future Gohan got the chance to reunite with Trunks thanks to a special update from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. During the episode, they're apparently in a battle against what seemingly was like a perfect cell that was under control, and Gohan says, "Trunks, I'm sorry, the anger at my own weakness to protect the history at the cost of those multiple other timelines. Guess I was lost and confused." Future Gohan shared, "I'm still unable to recover from that despair. I know how powerless I am, but this time I need to protect you." To which Trunks says, "No, don't apologize. This time we need to protect each other. I want to protect you as well." And it just was freaking awesome. Not to mention throughout the episode there was other instances of great things that is like, what the hell is going on? Like Frieza's son Chilled being in the episode. Yeah, it's not really canonical, but throughout Dragon Ball's history apparently Frieza has a son. Not to mention Yamcha has a girl that asks him to marry her. And the episode even ends off with Goku and Vegeta fusing into Vegito to fight some dude named Demigra. Like, yeah, if you want to watch some epic 10 minutes of Dragon Ball animation going at it, you might want to check this one out. It's Super Dragon Ball Heroes Ultra God Mission Episode 8. It's a banger, like legit. It's really freaking awesome. So you may have heard murmurings around the interwebs regarding TikTok getting banned from here and there, or at the very least there was massive attempts to ban TikTok pretty much globally, but especially in particular in the West. They feel as though it's a danger to the children, and it seems as though one state took it all the way because TikTok is now banned in Montana. Montana lawmakers vote to completely ban TikTok in the state. Montana became the first U.S. state on Friday to pass legislation banning TikTok on all personal devices, sending a bill to Governor Greg Gianforte prohibiting TikTok from operating within state lines and barring app stores from offering TikTok for downloads. The legislation marks the furthest step yet by a state government to restrict TikTok over perceived security concerns, and comes as some federal lawmakers have called for a national ban of TikTok. Lawmakers in Montana's House voted 54 to 43 to give final approval to the bill known as SB 419. Should Gianforte sign the bill, it would take effect in January, but the legislation could quickly face significant legal challenges. And this is going to get very messy because, of course, this is not only a Montana problem, this is a nationwide problem where a lot of places want to ban TikTok due to security reasons, although I will throw the argument that, yeah, it's not only TikTok that is getting everybody's data and gathering and farming everybody's whereabouts and everything about them. Like, majority of social media platforms are doing it. They're only using this as an excuse to get TikTok up out of here. And for them to just kind of be going at TikTok, basically saying like, yeah, China is the issue. It's kind of like, well, I think this goes a bit above just social media platform battles. It seems as though this is more taking TikTok into a political standpoint because of all of the rising pressures of what's going on globally. The U.S. is like, all right, TikTok, yeah, y'all with China, say less, y'all up out of here. So Montana took the first step, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more and more. I remember reading an article not that long ago that certain campuses in Florida have already banned TikTok as well. So it's only a matter of time before TikTok, if it continues on in this trajectory, is going to be up out of here permanently nationwide. So I'd say prep yourselves for it at the very least. I mean, I'm not a big TikToker. I've been more of a YouTube dude, but yeah, and my heart goes out to the content creators over there. They're the ones that I feel bad for the most because they're just trying to do what they love and make a living off of it, and it's unfortunate that they're victims to something that is a lot bigger than most of us when it comes to politics. But I guess we'll stay tuned and see what happens with TikTok. This one caught me off guard. Apparently Netflix is in talks to remaking Squid Game, but an American remake. Like, Huh? According to entertainment industry podcast The Hot Mic, Netflix has ordered an American remake of Squid Game. Additionally, David Fincher has been linked to the project. An American remake of the show has been rumored for some time as Netflix looks to capitalize off the show's success for as long as possible. However, this is the first major confirmation that the project is going ahead. Questions immediately arose about the project. How different would it be from the original? Would the same satirical tone and exploration of themes such as capitalist exploitation remain? And perhaps most pressingly for the internet, why are you doing this? Because let's keep it real. Everybody that watched Squid Game, including me, this is one of the very first times I think I've ever seen a Korean live action drama, and I stood through for the entire thing. I'm like, it doesn't need one. Like, minus the ending that I was kind of conflicted with. I'm talking about the very ending of what the main character chooses to do opposed to what I feel he should have done. Ultimately, I feel like it was an amazing show and doesn't need an American remake. It almost sounds like they're trying to whitewash. I mean, adapt the materials for an American audience. Yo, what the fuck? What are you doing here? Again, it kind of feels like it's going into a more bigger aspect and a bigger problem of the political landscape of what's going on in the world. But yeah, that's a different topic altogether. Either way, it seems as though Netflix is potentially pushing forward for a Squid Games remake, American remake. I don't know. It's not needed. Why? And last story of this episode. Apparently, Shonen Jump got tired of this author having a massive amount of breaks, despite the fact that it's due to their health, and pretty much gave this series and the author the boot. The female president and new employees will be 4X in 100 days by Suzo has been officially terminated after 8 months of absence at Shonen Jump Plus's app. The editorial states the decision comes after considering the mangaka's health condition and approval. Yeah, right. I ain't gonna lie, it does make me a little bit worried to a certain degree for authors like the author of Ruri Dragon, considering the fact that Ruri Dragon has been on hiatus for quite some time. It might just very well be that some of these authors are not ready for the rigorous conditions of working as a manga author in a weekly magazine or in a weekly publication in general, and probably some of them are biting off more than they can chew. They're ready and excited to become a mangaka the second they realize that they are glued to a chair for 20 to 21 hours a day every day of their life. They're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna take 8 months off. And Shueisha's like, yeah, I think you're out of the magazine for good. Get out. So while I wasn't a fan of this manga, definitely a very sad case altogether. I'm always very sad when these authors' dreams come shattering because I'm sure they worked very hard to get into this magazine, and now to be given the boot from Shonen Jump Plus, it's shame. That's all I have for this one. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Peace in.
Subscribe and hit that bell to get more. You already know. Hit it. Subscribe. Yeah. Appreciate you.